Hey you guys, welcome to another YouTube workout. Today I have a full body jump and slide workout for you. Okay, so we're gonna flow equally through upper and lower half with continual core engagement throughout the entire thing, true Pilates work. All right, we're gonna do very minimal changes to the machine. Now your jump board's gonna be up and it's gonna remain up the entire time because it's not gonna get in your way. So that's good, right? We do have our reformer box today. Right now it is set up on the left side of my machine. So if I'm looking from front to back, it is on the left. It is right up against my rail, long box style. Now I have it, the front edge of the box, kind of lining up about 4 or 5 inches in front of my shoulder block. You can play with that placement. That is not set in stone. We don't need it right away. So wherever you have your box on the left side, don't worry about it. Once we get to the move that we're gonna need to fuss with it a little bit, I'll talk to that a little bit more, okay? Your headrest is down. It's going to remain down. However, we are gonna start with jumping. So if the headrest up gives you better alignment through your spine, please work with it up, okay? So that's a choice you need to make for your body. Long and short loops today. Your shoulder blocks are on and ready to go. And we're gonna start with a blue and a yellow spring. So I'm on a balanced body reformer. For me, that is a light or medium spring and an extra light spring. So 1 yellow, 1 blue. If you're on another brand of reformer, your color springs may be different, but think 2 springs, 1 light and 1 extra light, okay? And you can play with those a little bit, but as we continue to move through class, I am gonna take you down to an extra light spring. So know that your lightest spring available is what we're gonna need to be working with, okay? All right, we're gonna start with jumps. So join me on your back, okay? You're gonna lay all the way down, head on the headrest, shoulders up against those shoulder blocks. All right, and we're gonna bring our feet flat onto the jump board. Now, our feet are gonna start hips width apart, arms are gonna be long by your side, and I want you to go ahead and press out to 2 straight legs. So before we get moving, all right, I want you to think about the alignment of your spine and pelvis. Okay, so we want a neutral pelvis. Those ASIS bones, which is the bony landmark in your hip, are shining straight up. Your tailbone is heavy. You're thinking about just a little bit of breathing room underneath that low back. In other words, we don't want to mash the low back into the carriage and throw us into a posterior tilt. Okay, so I want you to keep that neutral pelvis active. Arms are long by your side, feet are flat on the jump board, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the feet as we work through these jumps. On your exhale, you're gonna bend both knees. Inhale, straighten the legs and come out for a little hop. Okay, now, when you jump, it is not about the power through your legs. I know your legs are powerful. I know they're strong. That's not what we're thinking about when we jump. What we're thinking about is core engagement. So the core is in charge of holding these legs up when we leave the jump board. Okay, so I want you to think about narrowing through the rib cage, drawing the belly button up and back between your shoulder blades, okay, and keeping that pelvis in a neutral position. All right, now, when we jump, we roll through the entire foot. So I leave heel, ball, toe, and I land toe, ball, heel. Okay, so I want you to think about that full foot articulation, okay, because you're gonna get that work through the ankle joint as well. Toes are pointed when we leave, and it's an inhale out, exhale as you land. That inhale is when the diaphragm drops. We get longer from the inside out. Okay, so I want you to think about that, right? Because Pilates, we're thinking about breath, we're thinking about length, and we're thinking about core engagement. All right, we're here for 6. We're gonna change what we're doing in 5, 4, 3. Last 2. Now continue to jump. You're gonna zip up your legs. Okay, so now we've got 2 closed parallel legs that we're jumping on. Okay, full range of motion still. Still thinking about our breath taking us out and our exhale to land us. Now, we're gonna do little baby steps and open our legs. So both legs are gonna open 2 inches, and then you're gonna open 2 more inches, and then you're gonna open the full width of your jump board, and then you're gonna give me a jumping jack. And you're gonna come in 2 inches, and you're gonna come in 2 inches, And we're gonna land in that closed parallel. Let's do it again. Open 2 inches, open 4 inches, open 6 inches. Give me that jumping jack. Land wide, in 2 inches, in 2 more, close those legs, okay? So it's 3 steps out. Open, open, open. Give me that jumping jack. Land wide, come back in, okay? Come back in. Come back in. Let's continue to jump, but let's add an ab curl to this. All right, so interlace those fingers. Hands come behind the base of the skull, okay? And we find that ab curl. Now we're finding those baby steps in. Continue to jump all the way through. When I change your choreography, I want you to continue to jump, okay? Little jumping jack out, land wide, come back in. 2 inches, 2 inches, close parallel. Let's open. 2 inches. Good. 2 inches. Open wide. Jumping jack. Land wide. Come in 2 inches. Come in 2 inches. So it's little baby steps. Okay, that's all we're doing. Little baby steps open, right? We do a jumping jack when we're at our widest point in the air, right? We land wide and we come back in. That's all we're doing. We're holding an ab curl now, so at any point, if that ab curl feels like it's too much, okay, you let it go, all right? And you continue to work with the head down. Good, hang on. Almost there. We're gonna open and close one more time. Here we go. Open 2 inches, open 2 more, open 2 more. Give me that jumping jack, land wide, come in 2 inches, come in 2 inches. Close parallel. Now hold your closed parallel. Keep your ab curl, right? There's space between chin and chest. Your elbows are reaching wide. We're zipping up strong legs when we leave, right? No rainbow in our low back. Okay, so now that low back, because we're in an ab curl, your low back is touching the carriage. Okay, now we're gonna imagine that there's a line right down the center of our jump board. We're gonna jump just to the right of the line with our feet, and then jump to the left. Jump to the right, and jump to the left. So either side, we've divided our jump board right down the middle, and we're jumping either side of that midline. Okay, you're still holding your ab curl. I want you to still continue to think about your full articulation of your foot. So the entire foot makes a connection to the jump board, not just your toes. Right? We're not jumping on the ball of the foot. That's going to put too much pressure on your knee joint. We want to find an entire foot connection. Okay? Good. Keep going. Whoo! Heating things up right off the bat. You're here for 4 more. To the right. Good. To the left. So keeping the pelvis quiet, right? The pelvis stays quiet. Last 2. To the right and to the left. Last one, to the right and to the left. Now you're gonna land in the center. Hold for a second, just pause. You're gonna come out to 2 straight legs. Hold that ab curl. Don't let it go. Think about tractioning your skull out of your spine. Okay, so you've got a little bit of a pull through the palms. Holding that lift, space between chin and chest. We're gonna keep these straight legs as you roll to your toes and roll back to your heel. One more, roll to your toes and roll back to your heel. Now you're gonna give me a little flick through the toes and land. Flick through the toes and land. No bend of the knee. The legs are pinned straight. I want them to stay pinned straight right here. You're really gonna feel activation at the core now. Narrow that rib cage. Think about the pelvis funneling down into those inner thighs. Ribs funnel into the pelvis. Okay, hold that ab curl for 6, for 5, for 4. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. And bend those knees, come all the way in. You are coming up, okay, all the way up. We're gonna change our springs. You're gonna take it down to 1 blue. So take off your yellow or your extra light spring and keep your light or medium spring, okay? You're gonna come into a 4-point kneel facing your jump board, and you're gonna be all the way over to the right side of the carriage. Your legs are gonna straddle that shoulder block on the right. Okay, now, your left hand's gonna wrap the front edge of your carriage, but your right hand is gonna reach back here and grab your short loop. Okay, now, your right arm is gonna hang out by your side seam. Okay, so imagine you're right the side of the body, right where the side seam of your clothes are. You're gonna hold that arm right up there. Now my palm is facing down, my knees are directly under my hips, and my left shoulder is directly over my left wrist. Okay, so find that alignment, draw the navel up and in, find equal pressure between your right shin and your left hand, so across a diagonal sling, right? And we're gonna bicep curl on the right. Bicep curl, inhale, release. Exhale, bicep curl, inhale, release. Now, before we get more complicated, I know this feels pretty simple right here, okay? I want you to think about that diagonal connection through the torso. So you're thinking about your right hip to your left shoulder. That's why I say equal pressure between your right shin and your left palm. Okay, your left knee is a little bit lighter. Both sets of toes are relaxed. Neither is turned under. All right, you're here for 2 more. Bicep curl. Inhale, open the elbow. Exhale, bend at the elbow. Inhale, open. Now on your next one, you're gonna hold your bicep curl. Let's go ahead and extend the left leg out and back. So now you're in a modified bird dog position. Okay, so that left leg is straight off the hip, toe is pointed. This is where we really need to focus on that diagonal sling. Heavy left hand, heavy right shin. Let's open the right elbow. So you're gonna open up your bicep curl nice and slow, because if it's jarring, right, you're gonna lose your balance. Exhale, bend at the elbow for that bicep curl. So you're just continuing your bicep curl now with now less contact on the carriage, right? So we have less support. A little bit more challenging for stability, requires more core control. Inhale, open. Exhale, bend. Good, 3 more. Open the elbow. Exhale, close. Good, last 2. And then I'm gonna throw in 1 more little layer. It's gonna take it deeper into the core. Okay, last one, bend. Good, and open. Now hold your bicep curl open. Okay, you're going to take your left elbow and you're gonna bend it 2 inches and hold. Okay, so my left elbow, that's my hand that's on the carriage. Okay, now my chest got a little closer to the carriage. Let's continue that bicep curl. Bend and open. So now, right, it's even more challenging on stability, but I want you to feel that left waistline really kick in, right? Do we feel that? I hope we feel that. You have 3 more. Exhale, bend. Don't come out of that elbow bend on the left side. Hold it strong. Last 2, exhale, bend. Inhale, open. Last 1, exhale, bend. Inhale, open. Put the left knee down and come all the way up. Okay, now, we're not coming out of this position. Stay right here. All you're gonna do for me is switch to your long loop. Okay, right hand, long loop. Left hand is gonna come back to the edge of the carriage, okay? And you've still got your left shoulder over your wrist and your knees under your hip. Now, we're gonna do shoulder slides here. So you're gonna bring your right arm into a deep W. So my right elbow is bent by my waist. My right palm is facing the floor. On my inhale, I'm gonna send those fingers on my right hand forward towards the jump board. Exhale, bend the elbow. Now, this is aggressive even with the long loop. So, if it's not manageable on 1 blue spring, you take it down to your extra light, okay, and bend. You have 3 more. Inhale, press. Exhale, bend. Deep W. So when you bring that elbow back, right, it's a deep bend. I want you to feel the shoulder blade move up and down the back body. So when you press that arm forward, right, feel the shoulder blade slide down the back body. Last two. Press and bend. Last one. Inhale, press and exhale, bend. You know what's coming, right? You know. We're going to take that left leg out and back. Here we go. Left leg's going to reach out and back for that bird dog. Point the toe. Level out your hips. Equal pressure between the right shin and the left palm. Here we go. Inhale, slide. Exhale, bend. Good. Now it's a slide. It is not a press. Even though I did say press. I know I did. But let's think about sliding. Your eyes are on your springs. Inhale, slide. Exhale, bend. Keep that left elbow soft. You have 3 more. Send it forward. Bring it back. Last 2. Slide, inhale. Exhale, bring it back. Last 1. Slide and hold. Now bend your elbow halfway so that your elbow is right at underarm height. Hold it there and give me a little pulse. A little pulse forward of those fingertips. Right fingertips move forward 1 inch and back 1 inch. Out 1 inch and in 1 inch. For 4. For 3. Keep that elbow lifted. For 2. Last 1. And bring it all the way in. Whoo! Okay, hang it up. We are now going to come off the carriage and turn to face the box. So, we have one more spring change. I want you to switch your blue for your extra light. So let's put the extra light on first, my yellow, and I'm going to take off my blue. Okay, I'm going to face my box now. Okay, we're going to do a sliding push-up. Okay, so this is where I want you to find a plank, and once you find it, you'll know if the box is in a good spot. Left hand is going to come on the box, close to the edge, close to the front edge, and my right hand on the carriage. Okay, you want your hands on the same plane. Okay, so you could draw a line from thumb to thumb. You're going to step your feet back into a plank. Okay, now you want to find your best plank, right? Shoulders over wrists, toes down, legs nice and long, belly buttons up and in. You are a long, solid plank. Okay, now from here, I'm going to slide my right arm forward. So my right arm is going to slide, but as I do that, keep the right arm straight. My left elbow is going to bend for a tricep push-up. And then I'm going to come back in to my full plank, okay? Now, to get that left elbow to stay close to the body, you need to spiral your left bicep forward as you bend the elbow, and then slide back up. Now, you're gonna feel, right, I know it's challenging, I know it's very, very challenging. Your right arm, that forearm is gonna make a connection to the carriage as you slide out. Use that connection as support, and then come back up. Okay, you've got 3 more. Spiral that inside elbow forward, bend the left elbow, tricep push-up, and press all the way back up. Last 2. Slide forward. This is an inhale. Exhale, press back up. You've got one final one. Okay, spiral that left bicep forward, bend at the elbow, and come back up. Hold your plank for 4, for 3, for 2, and come all the way in. Short, right? Short but challenging. Okay, we're going to step on the box. Leave your springs alone. Okay, your left foot is going to be close to the frame, okay? Your right foot's going to be on the carriage. Now, to get started, you're going to slide that right leg forward so that you're in a staggered position with your legs. My right leg is straight and my foot is flat. Both feet are flat to start. Now, you might be slightly in level, and that's okay. It's just going to provide more challenge to level out the pelvis. Hands are going to go on your hips for this. Okay, we're going to do a split sort of. Okay, so on your inhale, you're going to keep your back heel down. That's the one on the box. Keep it down as you slide the right leg forward. Now, as you slide the right leg forward, I want you to keep the chest lifted. So think sternum over pubic bone, okay? Ribs are narrow into the pelvis. And we're finding the midline, right? So equal pressure between the carriage and the box, okay? So find your middle ground right there. And then once you're in that split, right, you're not gonna be too far out, but once you're in that split, you're gonna bend the right knee and then hamstring, send the right heel forward and come back up. Come back up. Now, when you come back up, you stay in your stagger, right? It really wouldn't be possible to bring the right heel under your hip because we're unlevel, right? Okay, so that wouldn't make sense. So hands on the hip. Slide the right leg forward. Back heel stays down. That's going to help with balance right now. Hold that, okay? Bend the right knee. That's the one on the carriage. Find a lunge position. The knee is just in front of the ankle. We go ahead and send that right heel back out to a straight leg, and we come all the way back in where my left heel is under my hip directly. So I'm standing up on that left leg, but my right leg is still out front. Here we go. Slide forward, inhale. Hold. Bend the right knee. Extend the right knee. Come all the way back up. Good. Hold on. You got it. 2 more. Slide forward. You're going as far as you feel comfortable. Now, if you're hitting the rear of the machine, all that means is that your box is too close to the rear. You need to slide your box closer to your jump board, okay? And then come back up. We've got 1 more of those. Now, when you come up, right, you've got your resisting spring load. It's going to want to send you backwards off your box. You've got to resist that, okay? That's the core control right there. Slide forward on the right. Hold. Bend the right knee. Extend. And come all the way back in. Now, we're going to do it 1 more time, and we're going to hold this one, okay? So you're going to slide forward into that rear split. Hold it. You're going to bend your right knee and hold your lunge. Now, your back heel, the one on the box, we're going to pick it up. Okay, so you're going to lift your back heel 2 inches off the box. Hold it. Okay, now my right leg is going to extend and bend. Good, and we're thinking a little bit more about balance now. Bend and extend. My right kneecap is tracking right between my big toe and my second toe. We want to watch for that alignment. I'm thinking about both hip bones shining straight forward, so my pelvis is square, right? My right glute, or my right sitting bone reaches for the jump board, and my left hip reaches for the rear. Extend and bend. Last 2. Extend and bend. Try not to look around. The minute you look around, the balance goes, right? On your next one, you're going to hold it extended. We're going to come all the way back in. Keep your left heel lifted. Keep it lifted. Come in slow, 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 slow. You're still in a staggered position, but this time it's a little less of a stagger because we're so elevated on that left leg. Now we're going to go all the way back out to that split. Inhale. Keep your left heel high. Keep your left heel high. Find a spot for your eyes and come all the way back in. You've got 2 more of those. We're not going to bend the knee anymore. Now we're just working on balance. Keep finding the equal pressure between the right foot and the left foot. Right foot is flat, and you're on the ball of that left foot. Okay, so we're throwing in a little bit of everything today. Balance, coordination, control, right? Strength. Cardio. We got that in there already. Last one, you're coming all the way in. And set your left heel down and come all the way out of it. Nice job, you guys. All right, we're going to take this box to the rails. So step off of your box. You're going to leave yourself on your extra light spring. Now, because we're putting the box on the rails, I suggest taking your straps off their handles. Okay, just so there's no added pressure on your straps because we want to protect our machine, right? These machines are our babies, our babies. Okay, so make sure your box is equal on each rail, okay, so that it's nice and stable. Give it a little shake. Make sure it's supported. Okay, you are going to come onto your carriage, thighs against the shoulder blocks, okay? Once you are there, you're going to meet the box. So hands are going to come to your box, and you're going to pull yourself in so that your fingertips are at the very front edge of the box. Now, I'm going to set up in a 4-point kneel. Relax your toes. Your shoulders are over your elbows. Your knees are under your hips. Now, my knees are not going to leave my hips. They are going to remain under my hips this entire sequence. So just get that in your mind right now. We're going to think about a little bit more of the upper body while maintaining that core engagement. So draw your navel up and in. Now, we're going to slide away from the box by opening our elbows. So on your inhale, you're going to slide away, opening both your right and left elbow. Open. They're not going to open all the way. And then you're going to drag yourself back in by bending the elbow. Okay? Inhale, open the elbow. Exhale, bend the elbow. Now, I want you to make sure your fingers and your hands are flat on the box. All right, so you have a nice connection through the forearm and through the palm. You want to think about that collarbone nice and broad so that your shoulders are wide. They are not rounding. We want a long, flat back. So from the crown of the head to your tailbone is nice and long. We're not going to let the low back shorten by letting the belly dump, right? So we want to draw the navel up and in and out between those shoulder blades. Good. You've got one more like this. I'm going to add on a little bit, okay? On your inhale, you're going to open up those elbows. Exhale, draw it back in. Now, when you're in, hold, because you're going to press up to your palms. So you're going to press through the palm, lift your elbow off the box, put the elbow back on the box, and slide away. Keep your knees under your hips. Bring it back in. Hold. Press. Lift the elbows off the box. Place them back on the box, and open up the elbow. Okay, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, slide away. Okay, 2 more. Bring it in. Press through the palm of the hand. Fingers are wide. All 10 fingers are spread out. Bend at the elbow. Last one, slide away. Exhale, bring it in. Press up. Now, you're only going to press down and up. So we're going to bend at the elbow and press back up. Bend at the elbow and press back up. Good. Your eyes are following the spine. Okay, so try not to look at me. You know exactly what you're doing. Keep the knees under the hips. Press. You're feeling this through the tricep, right? These are tricep slides. You're here for 4 and bend. Last 3 and bend. 2 more. Press and bend. Last one. Press and bend. And release it all the way back. Whew. Okay, step off to your right. Let's get that box. We're going to bring that box onto the other side. Okay, and you want to line it up wherever it was good on the other side. So for me, that was about front edge of the box, about 5 inches in front of my shoulder blocks was a good spot for me. Okay, let's hook our straps back onto their handles because we're going to need them again. Okay, we're going to start with that rear split, right? Yes. Okay, so you're going to step on your box. Right foot is going to be on the box, left foot on the carriage. Now, you want to make sure you're towards the back edge of the box, right, so that you have room to slide forward. So you may need to adjust the placement of your box for the split. Figure out where you're getting good range of motion, okay? Let's send that left foot forward so the left leg is now straight, and we're in a staggered stance. We're going to start with both feet nice and flat on their surfaces. Hands are on your hips. Find a spot for those eyes. Keep the chest upright. You're going to inhale as you slide that left leg forward. Okay, we're trying to find the midline, right, so that we're balanced as I keep talking, as we're balanced. And then we're going to come all the way back in. So you may notice one side is different than the other, right? Inhale, slide. Feel the stretch through the right leg, right, through the back of the right leg, and then come all the way back in. Good. Inhale, slide forward. That left leg will never come under your hip. The goal is to stand up on the right leg, right? That's what we're doing when we come back in. We're coming in so that that right heel is directly under the hip, like we're standing up, okay? Inhale, slide forward. Good. Exhale, bring it back. Take it slow. Okay, now we're gonna add that little hamstring kick. So you're gonna inhale forward, find that range of motion in that rear split. Find your range of motion. It's very different for everyone. Hold. Okay, you're gonna bend at the left knee. Find a spot where the knee comes just in front of the ankle, and then you're gonna kick that heel forward and come all the way back in. Okay, the range of motion is not huge here. Inhale, slide. Hold. You're getting a stretch through the back of that right leg, which is pretty nice. Bend that left knee. Inhale, extend through the left hamstring and come all the way in. Good, you got this. 2 more. Slide forward. Keep drawing the navel up and out between your shoulder blades. Hold. Bend at the left knee. Extend. That kneecap tracks with big toe, second toe. Come all the way in. Good, let's do that again. Last one. Extend or open. Exhale, bend at the left knee. Control that carriage, right? Extend, open up the hamstring. And then come all the way back in. Now, we're gonna be holding that lunge, okay? So we're gonna get into a little more deep balance work. You're gonna send that left leg forward, hold. You're gonna bend that left knee into a lunge and hold, okay? And now, you're gonna rise into releve on your right foot, okay? So your right heel is gonna come about 2 inches off the box. Hold. Nice solid connection from the base of the big toe to the base of the pinky toe on that right foot. Let's just do that hamstring kick. You're gonna extend the left leg and bend. You're thinking about delivering the carriage forward with your left hamstring, okay? So feel that connection all the way up through the back of the leg. You're opening your left knee to full extension. That's the goal anyway, that's our goal. Your left foot is completely flat. Equal pressure on all 3 corners of that foot. Good, navel's up and in, holding that midline. Okay, last 2. Extend, inhale. Exhale, bend. Last one, inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Now hold right here. We're gonna extend that left leg all the way out. And now, keeping your right heel high, you're gonna come all the way in. Your right heel's gonna get a little higher because I want you to get that stagger to be less wide, right? Because now we're by being in releve on the right leg, we're leveling our hips a little bit better. Slide that left leg forward. Find that rear split, a little more balance work now. And then come all the way back in. Good. 2 more like that, nice and controlled. Find a place for your eyes, because if you start to look around, it's going to throw you off, okay? I need to concentrate, super concentrate on this side. I did have a little blooper yesterday when I was taping my live class, or was doing my live class. I fell off my box. It was the first time that ever happened on a live class. Good, and then come all the way in on this one. And set your right heel down. Whew, okay, we did it. Balance work complete. Okay, we're gonna come into those push-ups. So, right hand on the box, left hand on the carriage. Find your plank. Okay, so my right hand is towards the outside of the box now. Left hand on the edge of the carriage. My shoulders are generally over my wrists, right, or in alignment. Here we go. We're gonna bend the right elbow, spiraling that bicep forward. As the left arm slides away, my left forearm finds a connection to the carriage, and then I press back up to my plank. This is challenging. So if you can't go any more than maybe 1 inch out and maybe get a mini bend and then come back, well then all means do that, okay? That right elbow needs to spiral forward, inside elbow spirals forward, keeping the right elbow close to your waist, and then we press all the way back up. Whoo, 4 more. Bend, spiral the bicep, slide that left arm forward, and then come all the way back up. You've got 3, okay? Remember, there's no special holds here. Extend and press. Whew. Last 2. Bend that right elbow, spiral that bicep forward, slide the carriage away, and come all the way in and up. Last 1. Slide it away. You got this. Last one, best one. Eyes are on the box. Press all the way up. Hold your plank for 4, for 3, for 2, and step in, guys. Nice. Nice job. Whew. Okay, you're going to kneel on your carriage facing the jump board. We're going to straddle that left shoulder block. Okay, now we're going to start with the shoulder slide. Okay, so your right hand is going to wrap the front edge of the carriage. Your left hand is going to reach back there for your long loop. Now, get yourself situated in your 4-point kneel first. Okay, so you want your right shoulder over your right wrist. Your knees are hips width apart underneath your hips. Okay, relax your toes, heavy shins. You're going to bring that left elbow up and bend it nice and deep so it's closer to your waist. My left palm is facing the floor. We're not going to shorten the low back because we're going to draw that belly button up and in. On your inhale, you're going to think about extending that arm right out of the left hip. Fingertips reach for the jump board. Exhale, bend. Good. Inhale, slide it forward. Exhale, bend. Now my right elbow, the one on the carriage, is not locked out. Keep that elbow active. That joint needs to be active. I don't want you to just hang out in the joint, right? We want to find work everywhere we can. So as you deepen your practice, you can start to think about where can I get deeper? Where can I think a little bit more about? Maybe it's about my breath. I inhale as I send that arm away, and I exhale as I bend it back. Last one. Inhale, send it away. Exhale, bring it back and hold it. Hold it bent. Okay, now, excuse me. I've been in and out of losing my voice. Your right leg is going to extend out and back for that bird dog. Okay, now, you want to really think about the pressure, the equal pressure, and that diagonal connection through the torso, right shoulder to left hip. Okay, hold that strong. Point that right toe. Inhale, slide those left fingers away. Exhale, bring it back. Good. Inhale. Remember, there is no momentum here because if we use momentum and we whip that strap forward, well, we're going to go flying into the springs. And that's not where we want to be, right? Exhale, bend. 3 more. Good. Inhale, slide. Exhale, bend. Last 2. Inhale, slide. Exhale, bend. Last 1. Slide. And bend now halfway. You hold that elbow at shoulder height and give me a little 1-inch pulse. A little 1-inch pulse forward and back. Forward and back for 6, 5, 4. Broaden that collarbone. 3, 2, and bring it all the way in. Whoo, boy. All right, hang up that strap. You're going to change your springs to 1 blue spring, okay? So 1 blue, take off that yellow, all right? Now, we're going to grab our short loop instead with that left hand, so don't leave this position. Short loop, left hand. Right hand on the front edge of that carriage, okay? So same thing. Now, this time, your left arm is going to hang up there by your side seam. Okay, my left palm is facing the floor. My knees are under my hips. My right wrist is under my shoulder. So go ahead and figure that out. Square off your shoulders. And here we go. We're going to start with just that bicep curl. It's an exhale, bend. Inhale, open. Good. Exhale, bend. Inhale, open. Good. So we're finding full extension of the elbow. Okay. I want you to find a full bicep curl. Think about drawing the navel up and in As you work, you've got 3 more before we find that bird dog. 3. Inhale, open the arm. Good. Last 2. Keep that right elbow soft. Eyes are on the springs. Good. Last 1. Now, you're going to give me a bicep curl, and you're going to hold this one. Bicep curl and hold. You're going to take that right leg back out there for that bird dog position. Hold it. Okay? Same thing. Find that diagonal sling. Find that connection right through the midline. And now we're going to open that bicep curl. No momentum. It's all control. Exhale, bend. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, bend. Whew. Open. And bend. You've got 3 more before we add that little bend to the right elbow. Okay, and bend. Last 2. All right, the core is in control of this position. Hang on to it. Keep those hips level. Try not to let that right hip dip for the carriage. Last 1. Curl and open. Now hold it open. You're going to soften that right elbow 2 inches, bringing the chest closer to the carriage. Square off your shoulders again. Okay, reach that right toe back there. Here we go. Bicep curl and open. You can do this. Bicep curl and open. Give me 4 more. Bicep curl and open. Last 3. Keep that right elbow bent. Don't let it change. And open. I know it's challenging. Last 2. And open. You've got 1 more. 1 more. Curl and release and come all the way in. Whew. Hang up your strap. Holy moly, you're going to lay on your back. But before you do that, you're going to add that extra light spring back on. So just the way we started, 2 springs, a blue and a yellow. Lie on your back. Here we go. Here we go. We're ending on our back, okay? Little deeper core work. So you're going to take those short loops in each hand, okay? You're going to bring your legs into tabletop and your wrists over your underarms, okay? So you already have tension on your straps, okay? Your headrest is down. If you'd like it up, you can have it. Actually, I would prefer you have it down right now because the last sequence, I'm going to ask you to, you're going to need it down, okay? So here we go. Knees over hips, shins parallel to the floor, toes are pointed. We are going to curl and bring our arms around our right knee as our left leg extends. So it's like a bicycle, except you are hugging your right thigh. Okay, and now you're going to come all the way back to start, head down, both knees in tabletop, and we go to the other one. Left knee stays in as the right leg reaches long right over that jump board. We hug our left thigh, and we come all the way back to start. So you're alternating legs. Exhale, hug the right leg, left leg goes long, and then inhale, open. Exhale, left knee hug, and back. Good. Head, neck, and shoulders curl with space between chin and chest. Okay, my arms are not coming to the carriage because my arms are wrapping around the bent leg. My fingertips touch. Okay, and then I come back to start. Exhale, curl, hug the right. Inhale, release. Exhale, curl, hug the left. Inhale, release. 2 more each side. To the right and release. Good. To the left. You're always holding tension on your straps. We're never releasing it because even over the shoulders, we find tension. Okay. And back. Good. Last one. Hug that left and come back. Now you're going to give me 1 more to the right and you're going to hold it. So we're going to curl, head, neck, and shoulders. Left leg goes long. Right leg we are hugging. Extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. Now your arms are going to open into, keep your ab curl, don't lose it. You're going to open your arms into a T as your legs switch positions and then narrow your arms back around that right thigh, leg switch positions. Right, so it's a scissor as you open your arms into a T And then we come back and hug the right leg. It's a scissor and an open and a hug. Scissor and an open. Left leg is up when you're open and a hug. Right leg is up when you hug. Left leg is up when you open. Right leg is up when you hug. Last one. Left leg is up when you open. Right leg is up when you hug. Let's come back to start. Bend the right knee. Open the arms back over the chest. Legs are in tabletop. Let's go to the other side. Okay? You're going to curl head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to wrap the left thigh. Hold it. Left leg extends towards the ceiling. Hold it. Here we go. Open those arms into a T. Right leg lifts, left leg lowers. And then we come back and we hug the left leg. Right leg is up. We find a T. Left leg is up, we give it a hug. We're not losing our ab curl at all. Open and hug. Open and hug. Woo, 4 more. Open and hug. Last 3. Open and hug. Last 2. Open and hug. Last 1. Open and give it a hug, and come all the way back to start. Now, your feet are going in your long loops. So, right foot long loop, left leg long loop, okay? Both feet in the long loops. Headrest must be down now. Okay, so if it wasn't down, put it down now. Your tailbone, heavy in the carriage, legs are up towards the ceiling, arms. You're going to keep them on the carriage, except for you're going to bend your elbows so your palms are facing in and only your tricep is connected to the carriage. Okay? Now, we're going to go for a little roll of the pelvis. Okay? So we're going to do a little reverse curl. It's simple. I don't want you to lift more than's necessary. Okay? So we're going to let the legs travel towards the shoulder blocks to let the tailbone peel up, and I'm going to engage the low belly and the inner thigh to lift the hips off the carriage just a bit. We're going to roll the pelvis back to the carriage, and now you're going to lower your legs towards the jump board, hold, and you're going to bend your knees in and curl to reach for your heels. It's like a tuck. Okay, so you're going to curl, reach for your heels, try to tap the outside of each heel. Set the head, neck, and shoulders down, bend your elbows, extend your legs. Bring your legs up, find that reverse curl. It's just a reverse curl, that is all it is, small, okay? Bring the tailbone back down to the carriage. Lower the legs. Bend the knees and curl to reach for your heels. Take the legs all the way out, bring your elbows down. Legs lift up, we find that reverse curl. Engaging the low belly, really engaging right there. Good, lower, attach the tailbone to the carriage, lower the legs. Bend the knees, curl, and reach for your heels. 3 more, extend the legs. Lift the legs up, find that reverse curl. Lower your tailbone to the carriage, lower your legs. Bend your knees and curl to reach for your heels so your knees are coming close to your nose, right? Lengthen back out, 2 more. Reverse curl, engaging the low belly, throwing that pelvis into a posterior tilt. Bring it back down, neutralize the pelvis, lower the legs. Bend the knees, curl, and reach for your heels. Last one, lengthen back out. Lift and curl at the pelvis. Lower your legs, connect the tailbone, right? Bend the knees, reach for your heels, and hold this one and give me a little pulse towards your heels, deepening your curl for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lengthen all the way out. Bend your knees, bring those straps back in, hang them up. And you are all done. We're simply going to do a little spinal twist before I ask you to leave. So you're going to straighten your legs out against that jump board. Take the right knee in, give it a little hug, hold. And now let's send that right knee over to the left side of the body. Let your right hip pick up off the carriage. Your right arm is going to reach to the right, and you're going to look opposite that knee. So you're going to look to the right and hold that little spinal twist. Oh, man, we went through everything right there, a little bit of everything. Good. Come all the way back through center. Ground the pelvis. Bring the right foot back to the jump board. Left knee comes in. You give it a little hug. Let's take that left knee over to the right. Let your pelvis pick up. Find that spinal twist reaching to the left, looking to the left. Hold it and breathe for 4, for 3, last 2. Come all the way back through center. Both feet on the jump board. Come all the way in and come all the way up really quick. It would be nice to end with a cat-cow, wouldn't it? So come onto your hands and knees. Hands and knees. Okay, right here. Find that neutral pelvis. Find that flat back. On your exhale, you're going to nod your chin around your spine. Draw the tailbone under. Lift up through that thoracic spine. And on your inhale, you're going to go the other way. Gently look up. Let the tailbone wag up. Give me one more of those. Exhale, nod the chin around the spine. And then go the other way. Inhale. And come back to your flat back. And well done, you guys. Bravo. 45 minutes. Boom, done. Full body workout, okay? Amazing. If you have questions for me, you just ask me. You can leave comments below the video. I am happy to get back to you. I have been really lousy about responding lately because there's just been so much going on, but no excuses. I need to jump on there. I am the only one that responds to those comments, so please know I will respond to you. I always do. Sometimes it just takes me a little bit of time. So don't be surprised if you send it and you're like, oh, I forgot I even commented on that video, because 3 weeks later I send you a reply. But I will. Okay, if you can't reach me easily by just writing comments, or you need a quicker answer, go to my website, JessPFit.com. Okay, right there on every page of that website there is a contact button. Hit that contact button and it will shoot me an email. Okay, so that is the very best way to get in contact with me. If you have questions about this workout, questions about another workout, questions about your general practice, I am happy to help you, or if I can, talk it through with you, okay? So I'm always here for you. You can find me on social media too, JessPFit on both, actually, it's not JessPFit anymore. I changed it, Pilates by JessPFit on Instagram and Facebook. So I have to admit though, social media is not my strength. So email is always the very best way to reach me. All right, you guys, as always, I really thank you for joining me and for choosing me for your Pilates practice. I hope you come back and visit me again soon and let me know what you guys are looking for. That helps curate nice playlists for you on YouTube. All right, you guys, I'll see you soon.